Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In today's video, we will be covering the SAT math section from November 2024, and we will be covering the all of the module 1. We won't be covering the module 2. For module 2, there are two modules, the easy one and the harder one. So here is the thing, if you have scored um if you got more than 16 correct answers in module 1, then you will get an harder module 2. If you get less than 15 correct answers in module 1, then you will get easier module 1. So 15 is the benchmark you have to cross. Okay, you need 16 correct options, 16 correct answers in module 1 to reach harder module 2. Now, I will be discussing both of the easy and harder modules. Don't worry about that. So, but for now, we'll do this one. And I'll keep the solution short. I'll try to keep the solution short. And make sure you have your pen, paper, and calculator with you. If you are planning on using Desmos as your calculator, so make sure you have the Desmos College Board version. Okay, and if you have any graphing calculator, make sure that is allowed in the digital SCT. Moving on to question 1. The graph shows a toy car's height above the ground. So this is the height above the ground y in inches x seconds after it started moving on an elevated track. So this is an elevated track and this is time. Which of the following is the best interpretation of the y-intercept? So we have to talk about this. Y-intercepts, okay? Y-intercept is where the graph cuts the y-axis. Now, read the option and tell me which one is correct. Let's move on. The toy car's height was 0 inches above the ground, above the ground 8 seconds after it started moving. So after 8 seconds is here. After 8 seconds, it's at the height of 8. So no, not our answer. The toy car's height was 8 inches above the ground when it started moving. So when it started moving here at this time. Right. When it started moving, the time was 0, which is our x coordinate, and the height was 8, which is our y coordinate. Okay, so that's what it's talking about. The toy car's height was 8 inches above the ground when it started moving. So the correct answer is B. Now let's read other options as well. The toy car's minimum height was 0 inches above the ground. It was never at 0 inches above the ground. It was always at the minimum is here, which is 2. Okay, it was at least 2 inches above the ground. The toy car's minimum height was 8 inches above the ground, and you can see from the graph as well, that's not true. Question 2. Question 2 is this. A jar has 550 marbles and 20% of these marbles are orange. How many marbles are in the jar? So this is simple percentage question. We have to find 20% of 550. 20% is 20 over 100. Of is times 550 is 550. You can cancel out the zeros. Cancel out the zeros. And these zeros cancel out. And this zero cancelled out with this. 2 times 55 is 110. And that is your answer. Do the calculation anyway. Don't mess up the calculation. Okay. This is a very simple calculation. So we are done with question 2. Question 3 is here. Question 3 says that the function k is defined by all this. And what is the value of k when x equals to 2? So this is a Desmos question. We will define k of x. Oops. K of x equals to x cube plus 1000. Now copy this part and write it here. We have to find k when x is 2. So replace x with 2 We have the value 1008. So K of 2 is 1008. Answer. Option A is our answer. This is K of 2. Moving on to question 4. It's a simple question. Sophia bought confetti and balloons for 55 $55. Each package of confetti cost $2 and each balloon cost $1. If Sophia bought 10 packages of confetti, how many balloons did she buy? Now see, if she bought 10 packets of confetti, so what will be the price? One confetti is for $2. So the total price is 20. 2 times 10, which gives you $20. So $20 she has already spent. So what is she left with after buying confetti? She is left with 55. The all the money she had minus this money that she spent on confetti, which is 35. So how many balloons did she buy? Now, with this $35, she will buy the balloons. Okay, and each balloon costs $1. So for $35, she'll get 35 balloons. Like simple, $1, one balloon. Right? You don't even need to calculate it. $1, one balloon. So $35, 35 balloons. Okay, moving on to question 5. Question 5 is here the function f of x equals to 8x plus 6 gives the estimated height in feet of a popular popular tree x years. Okay, x is the time in years after its height was first measured. Which statement is the best interpretation of 6 in this context? So I can see that this is a linear equation where which is in the slope intercept form. So 6 is my y-intercept. Okay, and my graph is gonna look like this, and here I will have a 6. If you are not very sure how this graph is gonna look like, just put this equation in the desmos, you will see the graph. So what are we finding? The best interpretation of 6. 6 is the y-intercept and x is time in years. So the tree will be measured each year for 6 years. Not true. The tree is estimated to grow to a maximum height of 6 feet. No, that's not the maximum height. That is where it's starting. The estimated height of the tree increased by 6 feet each year. It will increase by 8 feet each year. Not 6, it is 8 feet each year. So, not true. And also the estimated height of the tree was 6 feet when it was first measured. Now this is true. When they first measured it, when they first measured a tree, the height was 6 already. Then with every passing year, it will grow by 8 feet. Okay. So your correct answer becomes question 5. Sorry, option for question 5, your correct answer is option D. Try this question. This is a very direct and simple question, students. I hope you're done with the question, students. So for here, what do we need to do? The function g is defined by g of x equals negative 15 minus 6x. For what value of x does g of x equals to negative 183? You need to find the value of x when this whole thing is negative 183. So basically what we are doing, you are setting them equal to each other. Negative 15 and then you have uh, minus 6x. Minus 6x, you will set it equal to negative 183. And you want to say your line, your answer is 28. Okay, so the answer is 28. What did I do? I just took the g of x is negative 15 minus 6x. I set it equal to this value, negative 183. I solved this part. I got x equals to 28. That is what I wanted. I wanted the value of x when the whole thing is equal to negative 183. Now, moving to question 7, for the linear function f of 0 equals to 0 and f of 15 equals to 5, which equation defines f? Now, from here, you should be able to understand that this is a proportional relationship. Proportional relationship meaning that it's a linear equation going through the origin. How would you know this? Because you have 0, 0. You have the origin as a point on the line. That means it is a proportional relationship. Now you have another point given to you, which is x is 15 and y is 5, right? So if you consider this triangle, the slope, okay, linear equation y equals to mx plus c. Now c intercept is already 0 because it's a proportional relationship, and you see it here as well. Now you have to find the slope. Slope is a rise over run. The rise you can see is 5 and the run is 15. So it is 5 over 15, which is 1 over 3. So your equation becomes y equals to 1 over 3x, or f of x equals to x over 3. Done? Moving on. Question 8. Okay, you have an equation given. What value of y is the solution of the given equation? Well, just write it in desmos, okay? It is 4, then I had something. Y minus 15, y minus 15 plus 11 equals to 3 times, and then I have this whole thing. I'll copy it, paste it, plus 11. So the y is 15. Done. 9. Dun, dun, dun. We have a question. This you need to do. Okay. So if you want it to do in desmos, then you write this one place. Okay. You write it, let's say here. Once you write it, then you check all the options. You type in all the options and check which one is matching the curve. Like this will give you some curve. This will give you some curve, some curve, some curve, some curve. Whatever curve is matching with the original curve, that is your answer. But we will not do that. That will be very much time consuming for this question. I'll show you a better way to do this type of question. First of all, if you have no idea at all, do the desmos. What else can you do? But if you can understand a little, you see, what is the thing? Here you have three terms. Here you have 4, here you have 4, here you have 3. Now, everywhere you have 8d cube, that means you are gonna get 8d cube, okay? This, you just need to multiply, okay? D with 8d square, that gives you 8d cube. Now, multiply the same d with this thing, so minus 5d. Then, you'll multiply negative 7 with this, so 7, 8 are 56. So, negative 56 d square, and then multiply this with this, so 7, 5 are 35. Negative, negative becomes positive 35. And tada, that is option C. Okay, you didn't need to solve the whole thing. Okay, option C is the correct answer, but you still didn't need to solve the whole thing if you would have been able to figure out that there would be 4 terms, not 3. How would you figure that out? See, every single term is different. Okay, every term is different, and that is why you won't end up with the terms which you will be able to cancel out or maybe combine. You multiply d with the square term, you get a d cube. You multiply d with this, you get a linear d. 7 with d, 8d square, you get a different, you get a term for d square. 7 with 5, you get a number term. So every term you get is gonna be different. You won't be able to combine them, and that way you can eliminate A and sorry, that way you can eliminate the options with three terms, which is B and D. Now you're left with these two. So you just needed to figure out there would be a 56, not a 15. That's the only difference with these two, 15 and 56. And how would you do that? See, just check. 7 8 are 56, 7 5 are 35, and those are the only numbers that you are gonna see. And 15 is nowhere, so your answer was C. Without even having to do this, this is a 10-second question. Okay? So I hope you understand, students. The correct answer, final answer is C only. Okay, moving on to question 10. Now, interesting. Okay, a small business owner budgets 2700 to purchase books everywhere. The owner must purchase a minimum of 250 books for the year to maintain the discounted pricing. If the owner pays $4.90 per book to purchase paperback books and $11.70 per book to purchase hardcover books. So they have two types of book, paperback and hardcover. Let's say paperback is X, hardcover is Y. What is the maximum number of hardcover books the owner can purchase to stay within the budget and maintain the discounted pricing? Think a little. What should you be doing? Here's the thing. Total number of books is 250. So X plus Y is 250, right? Then what is 2700, the total price? If you're buying the paperback books with $4.90, so the if one book is for $4.90, X books will be for $4.90 times X. Okay. Then plus, if you're buying the hardcover book for $11.70, then Y books will be for $11.70 times Y. These are your two equations, you solve them. How do you solve them? We'll solve them in desmos. Easier way. Now, let me write the equations. X plus Y equals to 250, and the other equation was 4.9 X plus 11.7 Y equals 2700. Here are our lines. Okay, here we have the intersection. Now we have an X. What do we have? We have an X value, we have an Y value, right? X was paperback. Let us go back to the question. Yeah. X was paperback and Y is hardcover. And we need to find what is the maximum number of hardcover books. We need to find Y. Sometimes what happens in these types of questions, students would write the answer for X in place of Y. They have to write the answer for Y, but they would write X and you are done. You missed the question, it's wrong. Don't do that mistake. Now see, number of books can't be a decimal, right? You can't write 216.9. That's not your answer. That's a problem. Okay. So you have two options. One more appropriate option looks like, let's just round it off to 217. Right. Altogether you have 250 books. So you'll keep 33 here. 33 plus 217 gives you 250 books, right? Well, let us check. Let us check. Let us see what we are getting. So let me just copy this equation because we have to stay within the budget, right? If I replace the x with times 33, And I replace the y with 217. Okay, I need to erase this 20. Oh my God, I am exceeding my budget. Why did I exceed my budget? Because you see, if I go to 217, then I am crossing the limit because for X, the price is lower than for Y. So let me try doing this. The other option I have is I will keep the paperback books as 32 and I will keep the hardcover books as 216. Oh, sorry, 34, 34, 34. I'll increase here and make this 26 only, 216 only. So see, I am within my budget. This is the budget within 2700. So this is not just rounding off here. There is more than rounding off here. You can't round it off to 217. Be sure what you are doing. It's not always the simple round off, okay? So our answer would be 216, not 217. Okay, students, our answer is 217. And you will write it as it is in the exam. I hope you understand. Oops, 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 oops. Your answer is 216, not 217, not 217, not 217. Okay. See, these are the silly mistakes we do in exam. 216. Okay. Going back, going next to question 11. Now the function h is defined by h of x equals to negative 16 x plus 7 over 6. What is the slope of the graph? Y equals to hx in xy plane. What is the slope? What kind of question is this? This is simply in this form, slope intercept form, no? Y equals to mx plus c. So this is the slope. This is m. Negative 16 is your answer. Your answer is A. Literally, you just need to look at the question you are done. Question 12. You have a graph and the graph of this where blah 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 blah. For how many values of x does f of x equal to 0? Where is y coordinate 0? Y coordinate is 0 here, y coordinate is 0 here, y coordinate is 0 here. This is negative 1 0, this is 1 0, and this is 2 0. So your answer is 3. At 3 points. For how many values of x? There are 3 values of x for which f of x equals to 0. Your answer is 3. You are done. And here we are with question number 13. Yeah. And question 13 says that one of the equations in the system of two linear equations is given. The system has infinitely many solutions. So there are two equations and one equation is this and there is another equation. And these two equations have infinite solutions. Think about it a little. NIT, sorry. I'm bad at spellings. NITE, infinite. Okay. So if the second equations in the system is written as this, where A, B, and C are constants, what is the value of A plus C over B? Think. Let's say when you have infinite solution, you basically have same equations, right? The other equation is just this equation multiplied with some number. Let's say K you are multiplying with, and you will get AX plus BY equals to C. Okay. I'll show you two ways to do this question. If I multiply it with K, what am I getting? 104KX plus 78KY plus 65. Okay, sorry. Equals to 65K. Now, what do I need? A plus C over B. So this is my A, this is my B, this is my C. This is your A, B, C. So I need A plus C over B. My A is 104K plus 65K over B. B is 78K. I can factor out K in the numerator over 78K. I can cancel out the K's, right? I'm left with 104 plus 65 over 78. Now, look at this equation. What difference? This is one way to do it. What difference will it make if I directly do, if I directly take this as A, this as B, and this as C, and I would do 104 plus 65 over 78. It will not make any difference at all. I can do this thing directly if I am sure what I am doing. Okay, and you should be able to analyze this much at least in the exam. Not worry about this part. Okay, this part should be your calculation in your head, and you should be doing this thing directly. Now, just how would you do it? You will look at the equation and you'll just open up Desmos. You'll do 104 plus 65 over 78. Your answer is 216. You can change it to fraction here. 13 over 6. Write 13 over 6 in your answer. 13 over 6. Let me recheck. 13 over 6, yes. You can write the answer as it is, or you can do the decimal equivalent as well. You can write 2.16666. You can write this as your answer, or you can also write 2.16. Those are four characters, and the fifth character you can write as 7 or 6 as well. Doesn't really matter. ACT will give you the marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters, nothing more. Okay, next question, question 14. So x is greater than 0 and x is 41% of y. X is 41% of y. Of y means times y. So I'm just writing y without doing the times. Which expression represent y in terms of x? This is simple. Just move 41 over 100. Transport is or multiply with 100 over 41 on both sides, however you do it. So 100 moving 100, it will be 100x moving 41 over 41 equals to y. That's your answer. It is option A. Done. Okay, we have question 15. It looks like we have a parabola. It is a parabola because you have x square term. For what value of x does f of x reach its maximum? We are talking about the vertex. In vertex, what is our answer? For what value of x? We are looking for x, not y. Lot of times you have same type of question, and the question would ask about the value of x, you write a value of y. And the question asks about the value of y, and you give him x, and you're done. Right? You know how you're done. Well, anyway. So this is the vertex form of the quadratic equation. If you don't understand the equation, you don't know vertex form, go to Desmos, solve it there. But I will use vertex form. In my vertex form, I have vertex form as a times x minus h whole square plus k. If I compare it, then my h is equal to 4 and my k is 10. That means my parabola has the vertex at 4 comma 10. What is my answer? My answer is 4 or 10. My answer is 4, not 10. 10 is not the answer. It's asked me about the value of x. Moving on to question 16. Some parallel lines and stuff in the figure shown. Line R is parallel to S, and both lines are intersected by line T. If X equals to this much, and Y equals to this much, and 8W is equal to A, where A is a constant, what is the value of A? A is equal to 8W, isn't it? Then should we write 8W as our answer? No, we need to find W, okay? That's the thing about it. We need to find the angle basically. So let's go and do it. So from here we can see that angle X plus Y is gonna be 180 degrees. Okay, X plus Y is 180 degrees. Why? Why? What is the reason? I just analyzed it. Look at the parallel lines. This one is smaller angle, this one is bigger angle. They will sum up to 180 degrees. If you want a logic, you are very logical. Then here is a logic. This X would be equal to this angle, and these two sum up to 180 because they are co-interior angles. Now, skipping the logic. Not skipping the logic. You should be able to do these things directly, students. No joking. This is something you need to do directly, okay? You should be able to have this much of understanding. Now, X is 2W plus 22, and Y is 6W plus 27, and that is equal to 180. Now, see, I have 2W plus 6W, which is 8W, and that is what I am finding, okay? I won't simplify it here. Anyway, 22 plus 27 is 49 equals to 180 degrees. So 8W will be equal to 180 minus 49, which is equal to 131. And that is what I am looking for. A equals to 8W, which is 131. And I do not need to solve any further, okay? Lot of you, what lot of you will do, you will find the value of W first, okay? Then plug it in back. No need. Do it directly. Moving on to question 17. On January 1, there were 231 views on a video posted on a social media site. Every 2 days after January 1, 2 days after January 1, the number of views of the video has increased by 70%. So 70% increase in 2 days of the number of views 2 days earlier. The function f gives the predicted number of x days. X is days. X is days. After January 1, which equation defines x? Now see, 70% increase, meaning the factor for multiplication would be 1.7. Okay, which is 1.70 or 170%. New is 170%. And initially the value multiplied is, or if you look at the exponential equation, the basic one, y equals to ax, ab power x. So here a is the initial value, a would be your 231. So everywhere you see there is 231. So we cannot make any judgment about that. B is 1.7, the growth factor. Okay, so this is 0.7 out of the question, gone. Now you're left with C and D. Now, is it x or x over 2? X is, x is, x is something that you will multiply. Not multiply exactly. Like, you know how you have y equals, like how many times you are multiplying? How many? M-A-N-Y, many times. You are multiplying. Now, what is the logic here? You are multiplying this 1.7 every 2 days. Okay? That means if it is 2 days, that means see, you will have y equals 231. This is on the first day. On the third day, it is 1.7. Okay, like after 2 days. After 2 more days, you'll multiply with 1.7 again. So this is like after 4 days, after 6 days. Okay, this is after 2 days. This is this much up till here is after 3 days. This, sorry, not three, 4 days. After 4 days. And this much is after 6 days. So you have to write x. This power x should be such a number. Then when it's 4 days, you should have 1.7 to the power 2. Okay. So like, 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 yeah. When x is equal to 4 days, your equation should be y equals to 231 times 1.7 power 2. Okay. Because you just need to multiply it 2 times because 70% in 2 days. So what will be your equation? You do 2x? No. It will make it 8. If you plug in x as 4, this is gonna be 8. But here, you see how we are doing every 2 days, so you'll divide with 2. Okay. This will give you a 2. 4 over 2 is 2. So C is your answer. These types of question clearly follows a logic, but if you can't remember the logic, remember if you are counting some in n number of days. Okay, you will divide with that time period. In the exponent, you need to divide with that time period. Like every 2 days, every quarterly, you will see quarterly meaning divide with 4. Okay, moving on to question 18. The graph of the system of three equation is shown. The system consists of two linear equations, one quadratic. How many solutions does the system have? One. Because there's only one point of intersection, one point where all the 3 points intersect. Question 19. Okay, we have the value of tan of something and something. I will do it in desmos. So tan of 26 pi over 3. Tan of 26 pi. Pi is in the keyboard over 3, which is negative 1.7. Okay, so I have pi. That means I'm working in radians. Check once. Yes, I'm working in radians. Negative 1.7 is, so my answer is not positive. C and D is not my answer. C and D is not my answer. And if you check, root 3 is approximately 1.7. Okay, I'll show you once. SQRT, square root of 3 is 1.7. See, same number. That means my answer is A. Almost there, guys. Stay tuned. Okay, we have this something something. The scatter plot shows the recorded temperature Y in degrees of the mixture X hours. So we're mixing something. What was the average rate of change of the recorded temperature of the mixture over time in degrees Celsius from x equals to 1 to x equals to 3? 1 to 3, huh? 1 is, we're talking about this point here. And 6 is, oh, 3, 3. 3 is this. Rate of change, okay? How much change happened? We went from 6 to 14. So the change happened is 14 minus 6, which is what? 8, no? 8. 8-degree temperature rise. So is 8 our answer? Is 8 our answer? Write yes in the comment box if 8 is the answer and write no with the timestamp, okay? 8 is the total change. This is a total change in temperature. Average rate of change. Average rate of change would be the change divided by the time period, no? It would be 8 over the change in time period, which is 2. We went from 1 hour to 3 hours. So we'll divide with 2. So the answer is 4. 4-degree change in 1 hour. 4 degree per hour. That is your rate of change. So the answer is 4, not 8. I have seen a lot of students writing 8 as an answer. It's not the case. Average rate of change, meaning per hour, per something. Question 21. Guys, directly do it in desmos. What is there to do? So x minus 8. X minus 8 minus 5 times y plus 6 equals to 130. I'm going to copy the same equation because the other equation is very much similar. With the difference that here you have a plus and you have 435. Here I have a plus and here I have 435. I got my solution and I need to find 4 times x minus 8. 4 times x minus 8. 4 times x minus 8. But my x is, what is my x? 290.5. 290.5. That's your answer, 1130. Well, I'll tell you one more thing. You notice the equations? If you add the two equations, this term is entirely gone. So if you add the two equations, if you add them, you will have 2 times x minus 8 is equal to 435 plus 130. Right? And that way also you can do it. Then see, 435 plus 130 will give you a, let me write it here. You will have 2 times x minus 8 gives you 565, right? Now you need 4 times x minus 8. So multiply both sides with 4. Sorry, multiply both sides with 2. Multiply here with 2. Multiply here with 2. That's your answer. 565 times 2. 565 times 2 gives you 1130, right? See, 1130. That's your answer. So 4 times x minus 8 gives you 1130. But yeah, you won't always see these type of equations, so better analyze it before. Last question, everyone. We have a cylinder question. The figure shown is a right circular cylinder with the radius r and height h. A second right circular cylinder not shown has a volume that is 3 to 4 times as large as the volume of cylinder shown. Which of the following could represent the radius r in terms of r? Okay. And height h in terms of h of the second cylinder. Now this cylinder volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. You have this in the reference sheet, but you should remember the formulas, guys. Don't rely on the reference sheet. Okay, if you are like a little bit not very sure, then go on check the reference sheet once. But it's better that you remember them by your heart. Okay. So this is the volume of this cylinder. Now volume of the bigger cylinder will be pi r square h. Now volume of the biggest cylinder is 324 times. 324 times the volume of the smaller cylinder. Let's say this is the volume of the smaller cylinder. Now what do we want? We want that what is R equal to the capital R, the radius of bigger cylinder, and how is H related to the smaller cylinder. Okay. Now, how would you do it? Volume of the bigger cylinder is pi R square H, which is 324 times volume of the smaller cylinder, pi R square H. Now, divide both sides with pi, pi is gone. So, R square H is equal to 324 times R square H. Now, what do you want? From here, you find R square H in all the options and see where you are getting 384 R square H. Now, see, you have 9 R, so it will be 9 square times 6 R square H. This would be again 9 square times 36 R square H. This would be 6 square times 9 R square H, and this will be 36 times 36 square times 9 R square H. Now making x, which one could give you 3 to 4? 9 square is 81. 81 times 6? I don't think so. Or maybe check, just check. Not a lot of things to check as well. 9 times 9 times 6. 486, very close, but not the answer. 9 times 9 times 36, obviously that is not gonna give us because you're multiplying another r. So not the answer, not the answer. 6 square 9. So 9 times 6 times 6, 3 to 4. See? 9 times 6 times 6, which is 3 to 4. That's your answer. So this gives you 3 to 4 r square h. This is your answer. Okay. And guys, this was the last question. I hope every one of you understood and this video was helpful. Guys, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and keep watching the video. And if you have any doubts, anything you want to ask, any help you require, or any paper you want me to solve, let me know in the chat box, in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next class. Bye bye.